Apple have just released Apple Intelligence, and I wanted to talk to you today about the thing that made me go, uh-oh, for email marketers in that update. Hi, I'm Julie Duffy. I'm a fiction writer and a marketer, and I help entrepreneurs to tell better stories in their emails. And there's no better time to learn this skill. The thing that struck me as I'm going through all the tutorials on what Apple Intelligence means and what it's going to do was that it's built right into things like Apple Notes, Apple Mail, all of the things that might help you get your words from your brain into your computer in written form. And they've built in a summarize and clean up my language, and it's all built in right there. So whether you have been like me, digging around in ChatGPT since the beginning, or whether you've been ignoring AI until now, or whether you just kind of noticed along the way that Gmail was starting to make suggestions for how you might reply to things, it's getting real now. It's going to be difficult to avoid using AI in your writing, which means, of course, that everybody's emails are going to start sounding the same. You might think, oh no, that's really bad for me because nobody's going to read my stuff. But actually it's a massive opportunity. And I'm going to get to that in a minute. But there's one more thing I wanted to talk about that scared me. And it's this. In Apple Mail, you're no longer going to see a preview of the first lines of your email. They're going to see an AI-generated summary of your email. And Apple Intelligence is going to mark mail as more or less important. This is something that in Gmail happened a few years ago when they did the promotions tab and the priority tab, and a lot of people didn't even notice that those tabs were there, and so they lost a lot of mail that they had sort of forgotten they'd signed up for. But think about this, your carefully crafted message, they're going to see an AI generated summary of what Apple's engineers think is the most important thing that you said in your email. It's going to be even more important right now to train your audience to always open your emails. And how do you do that? You do that by making them worth reading. And my big soapbox has always been that you do that by connecting on a human level, by telling stories as if we were sitting around having coffee together. And before you go, I can't tell stories. Yes, you can. You do it all the time. The only difference is nobody has shown you how to do that effectively in marketing emails. And that's what I'm here to do. So since we are no longer in charge of what the preview is going to show in at least Apple's email, the only thing we can do is make sure that when people do open our emails, they are rewarded. So those were the two biggest bombshells for me from the Apple Intelligence release. It's built into every Apple program that you might use to create text, whether it's notes, whether it's mail, whether it is pages or any word processors. There's a button there that will say, do you want me to make this better? It's going to make it blander. It's going to make it beige. It's going to make you sound like everyone else. If your words are so bland that we don't need to read them, which seems to be what AI is aiming for, the maximum information with the minimum personality, then people aren't going to read our stuff. Now, you do not have to get flowery. You do not have to be over the top. You do have to learn how to be concise without losing your voice. You do have to figure out how stories that you could tell relate to what your customer wants to do. That's not automatic for everyone. I've taught animal trainers, psychologists, coaches, and other writers how to use storytelling in their marketing, because stories are the only thing that ever help anyone change their mind. I've broken down ways for you to do that, and you can start by downloading my storytelling guide for entrepreneurs. See the links below. As with any moment, this is a huge change. This whole AI journey we've been on for the past few years signals a huge change in the way we communicate in the life online, in our interconnected world. And it's a little bit scary, but it's also, like any big change, an opportunity. And I want you to be on the front edge of that opportunity. I want you to be one of the people whose emails are always opened because you always show people a good time when they do it. Give them a reward, let them have a little bit of human interaction, and they will want to work with you. You can do this, we can do it together. Download the guide today And don't despair. Just keep living your life, gathering your stories, and thinking about how to communicate on a most human level with the humans that you want to do business with.